Hey, welcome back. It's the 24th and final newsletter of 2023. And yeah, my mind is already fully in 2024. I'm working on a content plan for next year. So I want to provide more value, more templates, more resources to you. So, you might be getting a survey in the next few days. So if you want to help me out, personalize the content for you, just tell me what was good, what was bad, um, what I should do more of, and what I should do less. Click on the button in the email, fill out the survey, and yeah, let's get 2024 rolling. But before we do that, before we go into 2024, we have one last newsletter to do on strategies. So we were talking about the top three reasons why go-to-market strategies fail. And number one reason, we talked about it a couple of weeks ago, it's not understanding the user's problem, not understanding the user's needs. The second one, creating unrealistic strategies that the company can't then execute. And today we're going to be talking about the third one, which is not understanding the time needed for execution. Stay tuned. Alright, so a month ago we were talking about, how to better understand the problem you're solving for your audience. The number one reason why strategies fail, and 60 to 90% of strategies fail according to Harvard Business Review. And yeah, number one reason, not understanding the user's problem. So basically you don't have enough audience information, customer data, which means that the solution to that is basically do market research before you create your go-to-market strategy. Also start with the user problem in mind, right? So when you're trying to create a strategy, don't start with the product, start with the customer need. The second one is creating an unrealistic strategy that the company can't execute. What we learned was that you have to test the strategy not just against the market, not just making sure that it fulfills a need, but against the team as well. So can the team execute the strategy? And today we're going to be talking about the third one, the third reason why Harvard Business Review says that strategies are failing, and it's not understanding the time needed for execution, which is something that we're gonna it's gonna tie up to the last two newsletters as well. So let me start with this. No strategy that I have been a part of has ever run on time, on plan. Every strategy takes longer to execute than initially planned. This is because, one, the way the human brain works is that we are really bad at, we underestimate how much time it's going to take to execute a task, which is why we usually have to-do lists that are way too long. And this is the same when it comes to strategy, right? Basically, we overestimate what we can do in a certain period of time, which is why strategies will often be too complicated. Plus, obviously, something will happen along the way. Someone will fall ill. The design of the materials will take longer than initially anticipated. Whatever it is, something will happen during the creation of the go-to-market strategy, during the execution, which means that the execution will be longer than initially thought. And when that happens, the problem is that you can miss your opportunity window, right? Because people's behavior changes based on different priorities at different times. So for example, if you plan to launch a new service in August, but then launch it in September because something went wrong, it's going to be difficult to sell. because people in September, companies in September, they already have, in mid-September, they already have their plans made, so it's difficult to change those plans, and there simply won't be any, space. Nobody's looking for solutions at that point anymore, right? They're not thinking about buying new services because, they've thought about it in August, June, July, August, and then in mid-September, by mid-September, they're executing. So your message is wrong for the time, your message could be perfectly fine in June, July, or August, but in September or mid-September, the timing is off, and so your message doesn't resonate because the user's needs have changed. And we were talking about this a month ago, and I gave you the example, a real life example of my last startup where we were selling a dyslexic, mobile app that helps dyslexic children learn to read. And in the beginning of September, the end of August, beginning of September, every parent was busy getting their kids back to school. So basically, getting kids used to this let's go back to school rhythm was their house being on fire, right? This was such a, it took so much of their effort, so much of their energy that they didn't think about buying new solutions at that point. And so we couldn't sell even if we had the best strategy, the best product on the market. But as soon as this time went by, and September 15th, for example, we started seeing some traction because things slowly slowed down. Kids were getting back into the school rhythm. Everything, basically people, or our target audience, moms with dyslexic kids, had more time in their day to check out for new solutions, and they were more receptive to our advertising. And so basically what we learned through the years that our deadline actually was, August 15th, not September 15th, because otherwise, we ran long with the execution or the preparation for the strategy, and we weren't ready for September 15th. And, this is especially important if you need to, develop your product as part of the strategy, right? Because, development is tricky, and you find a bug that you can't solve for weeks. 99% of the development can, go smoothly, but then, you find a bug and it takes a couple of weeks to get rid of it. And, that then delays the launch of the new product or of the new feature. And you might miss this window if that window is important. Your whole product launch may fail because you've simply not calculated for that bug, right? So it's important, to be on time, and you have to calculate that things will go wrong. But there is one more thing that I find in company, like that the companies just doesn't seem to be aware of, and it's sort of a big problem, especially in smaller teams. So when you're planning a new initiative, you still need to do the actual work to, so that your business keeps running smoothly. So that means, a new initiative will be added on workload on either yourself or the people, the team, right? And we often forget about that. We forget that, we're already busy, and that the new initiative will take time next to what we're already doing. It will take time and effort to execute, right? So for example, when we did a strategy for a B2B client, and the strategy was based on our sales team, calling people that were responding to the email. So basically to MQLs, right? But what we needed to account for is the fact that the sales team is, already has daily tasks that they are doing on a obviously daily basis. So we came up with a, prioritization strategy so that the team only called people who were considered better leads based on history. That way we got, 80% of the results we would have gotten if we called just, everyone, but with the 20% of the effort and the team was able to keep their focus on their daily tasks as well. So, you have to keep the business running smoothly and then do the new initiative to bring in new results as well. So that takes care of that. Basically, to sum up, you need to understand your customers' needs. You need to start your strategy with your customers' problems and needs in mind, not with your product. Make sure that the value is in you solving a problem for a customer. So make sure you're solving a problem first. Next, you need to test the strategy not just against the market, not just making sure that it satisfies the needs of the customers, but you need to test them test the strategy against the team as well. So can we execute the strategy, and create a realistic timeline for the strategy, because you don't want to miss the window of opportunity, launch too late and then miss on 80% of the results because of the wrong timing, right? Cool. That's it about strategies. See you basically in 2024. I'm gonna send you an email with a quick link to a quick survey. It's not gonna take more than 2 minutes, but if you want to help me personalize your content for 2024, do it. If you need my help with the strategies or with positioning, do reply to the email. And yeah, enjoy the rest of the year. May your customers love you and understand your product.